Hey guys, thought I'd take a minute to bring you into the bat shop here. We've gotten a good bit done since we posted our last video. You can see behind me we have the OSB, except for the little top strip. We'll get that thrown up, won't be a problem. We've got our attic stairs in. We have decking in the attic. The electrical is largely done as far as the rough end goes and cutting that through. The front wall is pretty much completely finished except for finishing up my walk door. And we got some roll-up doors here, which are working fantastic. We got some, they're insulated with this foil bubble wrap, which seems to actually do a pretty decent job. Now our door is a bit of a challenge. The rough opening, because we poured concrete, is 79.5 inches tall. And the way this header was built, I decided, you know what, I'll just leave it 79.5 inches and I'll make it work. So I did buy a pre-hung door and I took the frame off of it, cut it down, mounted it here, and we'll do another video on the door to show you how it works out. But I'm going to use the actual header essentially to be the top frame of the door, and I'll put this one in manually, clean it all up, seal it up, trim it out. You won't even know that it's not just a regular door that's put in. And of course I didn't want a threshold here. Being a shop, it's nice to be able to roll things in and out without having a threshold to fight over, so the door is mounted very close to the floor and just sweeps right on top of it. And because the concrete is level, we can do that, and it does very good. That'll help us seal it out. I'll put a little piece on the front of it to actually contact the floor sweep. That'll keep any water or anything that blows in out. But we're using a tile board. I'm actually going to put this in the entire shop. I did my last shop this way, and it's just a fantastic way to do it. This tile board laminate, it doesn't collect dust very easily. You can wipe it off. It's pre-finished essentially. Put a little bit of glue on the back of it and nail it up here. We come back with a little bit of caulk and fill in the holes, and we can even hose it down if we had to get the walls clean. But it made a big difference in the other shop. It used to be just plain OSB, and when we went up with this, it just really cleaned up, and we can come in with once a year, open up the doors, turn on the fans, and just take an air hose, and the dust, whatever collects, just blows right off of it. So if you have a shop and you're looking for something to go on the walls, I highly recommend something like this laminate board here. Now I like the white tile. It's kind of like subway tile. You don't have to get white tile. You can get just plain white. I've seen a few different patterns that it's available in, but I just like the way this looks, and when we seal it up, you'll get to see it. For the ceiling, I finally made the decision I'm going to go with a Luan, and hopefully this will work out for us when I put it in. I've got a little bit of it here. We're going to go in with a Luan. I think I'm going to leave it natural wood and just put some sealer on it, but it may end up getting painted white. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. And the next major project in here, of course we're going to finish up the OSB and some other stuff here, but the next major project in here is going to be the floor. I've ordered the material to put in a black stain floor. I've got high hopes. It's a ecologically friendly, environmental friendly product that looks good. The galleries that they show of it look good. The other people who say they've used it says it works real good. We're going to find out. And I'm just looking to put in a kind of a dark black floor. In fact, the name of the stain is black granite. So when we get that in, we'll definitely have a video on that as well. And I've had a few other comments about the foil that we put in. And I'll have to say that the foil that we've got up here, if you want to get a shot and remind them, just like of the ceiling, you can still see it up there. It's behind the insulation in the walls. There's an air gap between the insulation, the foil, and the outer shell of the building. And even in the winter, we're not getting, you might want it in the winter, but it would get warm out here in the winter on a sunny day like today, and today it's about 50 degrees outside, and it's about 48 degrees in here even with the sun shining, where before it would heat this right on up. So the foil is doing its job. I've also noticed when we're running our little propane heater and we heat it up in here, on the back where it's just foil, you just feel the normal temperature of the room. But if you walk over where we're going to be cutting a door through where there's no foil, you can actually feel the cold. You can actually feel it drawing the heat out of the room where there's no foil here. So again, I have to say I'm really pleased with how the foil is performing. And when we finish getting this sealed up and insulated, I think it's really going to help us heat and cool the space so that we can work in here. But that's where we are right now. We're moving along slowly but surely, getting everything done a little at the time. And I'm hoping here in the next month or so we'll be able to show you the shop a lot closer to finished and some machinery start moving in here. I'm anxious to get our stuff out of our other shop and start getting it down here so that instead of 30 miles I can walk, not much more than 30 feet and be here. So if you have any questions, let us know. Have a good day.